Hey, if you like this video, like and subscribe. I do appreciate it.
Brittany Force and Tony Schumacher. Jason Galvin, Brittany Force put on a show the other night, as she has been doing on the tour across America, going 340 miles an hour for you fans here at the Texas Motor
We
Park.
built up the moment, and David Grubnick, John Collins, and Brittany Force and that Monster Energy Drink team delivered in the biggest way. But what they need to deliver here, Courtney, is a round win, because Brittany Force is in a similar position to Clay Millican and Tony Stewart. She's 6th in points, and this is effectively an elimination event in the championship standing. I'm not saying you can't win the world title if you go into Las Vegas 200 points back, but you need a whole lot to go right if you're going to get there. And so for this team, they need round wins today. Tony Schumacher, the American Communications Construction team, he lives in Austin now. The business that sponsored him, that brought him back out here, Avon and ACC, it's a Texas-based company. For Tony Schumacher, when he came back to the U.S. Nationals, he had this event circled. He said, well, by the time we get to Texas, I need to be in a race car that can win races. Number 11 qualifier this weekend, but he's had a good car.
And he also made it very clear that he is here to make sure that he can help Clay Millican, who he just saw win as his teammate.
Off the starting line first is Brittany, and she's headed to round number 2. Tire smoke from Tony in a 372. Another 340-mile-per-hour run. Race fans, if you weren't here on Friday night, you just witnessed the second 340-mile-per-hour pass in the history of the Texas Motorplex. It comes from the Queen of Speed, Brittany Force, who was on her A-game. An 066 reaction time, a 372, and a booming 340-mile-per-hour run for the Monster team. Joe.
John Collins, you laid down another 340-mile-per-hour pass, and this one came with a win light.
Yes, it did. You know, we're just trying to get win lights this late in the season. We're a little behind. We're just trying to make up some ground. Happy to run a 340 for these Texas people. We'll just try and win another round. Just
going on to round number 2. Congratulations. What do you think, race fans? 340 miles per hour.
Yet again for Brittany Force.
For Sean, we'll see if he can get down the racetrack today.
Remember, they did not get down the track in Q4 yesterday. A bit of a surprise. Oh, hold on. Kyle Sattenstein with an oil leak lights the car on fire and has to save it. Sean Reed gets the win, 371, 338 miles per hour. And the first fire burnout in 35 years of the Texas Motorplex was almost, and I mean almost, catastrophic for this young man, Kyle Sattenstein. Wow. That is an incredible job by Kyle Sattenstein to save that race car. This is a young man who has less than 40 runs in a top fuel car in his career. He brings back the fire burnout.
Avoids a cone.
Manages to miss the block, doesn't hit the wall. Sean Reed goes 371 and wins the round. Kyle Sattenstein with an absolutely amazing job driving that race car and not hitting anything. And now the question is, here's Ida Zetterstrom. The folks at Dialine on board for the first time this weekend. And Antron Brown, who is 7th in points. Now, Antron Brown 1 year ago at this time, I don't believe was on many people's radar to be the world champion. And he certainly isn't right now in that Matco Tools machine. But a big day in Dallas, a big day in Vegas. You get the points and a half at the finals, you could be right back in it in a similar tone to last year when Brian Karate, Brad Mason and that team were able to propel Antron to a world championship seemingly out of nowhere in the final couple races of the countdown last year. Look down at Ida Zetterstrom's machine. The folks at Dialite, industrial LED lighting, hazard lighting on board this weekend, helping out with the Joe Maynard team's new race shop being built in Brownsburg, Indiana. And Ida Zetterstrom qualified 13th, but she came from the bottom half of the field last week to go all the way to the finals in St. Louis. And she's going to get through round one again in a ball of fire. Ida Zetterstrom levels the supercharger on the Dialite machine, but goes 425 at 206 miles per hour. Both cars took the tire off, and Ida did it a little further down track, was able to bury her foot back in the throttle. It's going to cost that team a whole lot of parts and pieces, but it is a round win for Ida Zetterstrom, 425 at 206 miles per hour. Another look at the Play NHRA replay. Ida 77 on the tree. Antron was 62. And the problems just started earlier for Antron.
Now and then take your eyes over to Ida, as you can see cylinder out and just boom. Up here from the tower, you could see parts and pieces so high up in the sky. It's already been a day of carnage here, Jason.
I'm not sure Ida even actually pedaled it. I think at that point she just legged it. Here's another look. Right
See
here.
on the left side of your screen.
Starts to spin the tires. In a moment, you'll see cylinders out. There's the smoke.
There goes
There's
cylinder.
the cylinders. Watch the throttle blades. Never pedals it. It's going to get expensive.
Oh, wow.
Very expensive.
And just a devastating round, as it was with Tony Stewart earlier this morning for Antron Brown. You know, it doesn't matter where you're sitting in the points.
Both advanced as well. This is a big round for Doug Coletta and for Ida. Possibly her final appearance of the season. A great drag race. It goes to Doug, 375, 332. Ida goes 384, 323. Ida Zetterstrom. I'm going to stand up for Ida Zetterstrom. Her job is to win rounds. Her job is not to manage downtime on the racetrack. And a byproduct of running a nitro car is sometimes those things are going to happen. Now, if she legs it out and blows it up in qualifying, I think we have a different conversation. But it's round one and you don't see the car in the other lane.
We heard the same thing out of Ron Capps.
Right. Yeah, Ron Capps said I should have caught it. If you're
So
trying
there
to
you go,
win a round,
Ida. Ron Capps does it.
trying to win a round. I mean, listen, I appreciate the drivers trying to take the bullets there when we have the downtime and delays. But again, this is what happens when you race with nitro. Brittany Force and Justin Ashley, huge moment here. Brittany Force could effectively race her way back into the championship conversation this weekend. And Justin Ashley needs to keep pace because Doug Coletta has already advanced. Justin second in points coming into the weekend. They leave together. Justin smokes the tires and lights one up, and Brittany Force is going to the semis. 382, 332 miles per hour. Brittany Force left with Justin Ashley an 050 reaction time to Justin's 045. She paced that drag race, and Justin Ashley drove into tire smoke and grenades the Skag Power Equipment car in the lights. Number 2 in points is on the trailer in round number 2 here in Dallas, and Brittany Force is racing her way back in to championship contention here in her final full-time season, for now at least, in a top fuel car, trying to go the distance at Dallas. Wow, a rooster tail of fire out of Justin Ashley's car as it blows up in the lights. And Brittany Force goes 382, 332 miles per hour. Brittany Force earns lane choice over Steve Torrance by 5 thou. Here's another look from the top end. An expensive one here for the Skag team. Cylinders out on both sides. It spins the tires. It drives into a little bit of tire smoke, and boom.
Wow.
382.8 for Brittany, an 050 reaction time.
I said that earlier about
Kudos
Justin
to Brittany
just
Force.
lowering the boom for everybody. But
At the Texas Motorplex in the Stampede of Speed. And the Queen of Speed, Brittany Force. The first car to complete a burnout, fresh off a 340 mile per hour track record Friday night. Another 340 blast this morning. She races the Texan, the 4-time champ, Steve Torrance. Capco Contractors machine on the right side of the racetrack. For Steve Torrance's final appearance of this season, they are not going to make the swing out west. They're not really championship eligible. Brittany Force's car is shut off. Brittany Force is climbing out of her race car. The roof hatch open on that machine as the canopy pops up, and Brittany Force's Monster Energy Drink car
wow.
gets pushed back, and Steve Torrance will go to the final round here at the Texas Motorplex. Heartbreak for the Monster team. Is it
I
still
don't think Jason Galvin
was not ready for that. Crushing for Brittany Force, who had a race car good enough to win.
When comes over, the consolation obviously has to be very disappointing for this Monster Energy team. They were running so well, and Brittany has gotten into the Suburban, and so we're not going to get a chance to speak with her. They're going to go back to the pits. They're going to figure it out, but tremendous disappointment for the Monster Energy John Force team.
Hey, if you like this video, like and subscribe. I do appreciate it.